Yes, it's on a Friday this time. Yay. So glad to be back here. Let me go ahead and adjust. For some reason, whenever I go live, it always looks different than what I see before I start. But I hope you guys are doing well. Let me see. It looks like I'm live. Yay. Um, Lots of stuff to cover today, but I hope we can get through it. I just want to first start off by saying if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, it doesn't hurt anybody. And I have lots of great things coming up very soon in the future. And if you want to hit the like, that just tells me that you're enjoying the program. That would be great. And if not, no problem. But that does bless me when you do that, and it kind of helps the algorithm somehow do something good for the channel and benefits me. So thank you so much. Well, let me go ahead. I'm going to start off by just saying hey to some of you. I want to start off with an apology too. I didn't get to everybody's questions last week, even though I went 2 hours. I promise I'm not going to go that long today. But you know, I could have gone another hour with y'all last week. I was having so much fun. But I just want to apologize in advance if I don't get to everybody's comment. It's really, really hard to do that, but I am going to do my very best. But I just do want to greet you all. Thank you to Jan. You were the first comment here. She's like, praying all is well. Yes, God's grace is unfaltering. And she says, I can't wait for the new Afghan. Me too, Jan. I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I'm like this close to getting it done. If it goes well, keep your fingers crossed. If it goes well, I'm even hoping for maybe a late March release on this one. I was thinking maybe April, but I've got something else lined up for April for you guys. So I'm hoping for the end of March. I can't promise that in stone, but close. Okay, so we'll see how long as my my computer holds out, my editing goes well, and my editor gets it back to me quickly. We're gonna get that thing out there because it's you're gonna like this one. It's easy. It's a kind of a mile a minute design. So anyway, well, I want to say hey to Esther. Hey Esther, thank you for being one of our moderators and helping keep us safe here and keeping the trolls far, far away. And April, hey April, she says good morning, all set for Friday fun here. And Benzie Craig is in the chat. She says, I love you so much. I am a grandmother. Oh, you are, oh, thank you, Benzie. I'm not even going to read that. It's so sweet. Thank you. She says, thank you for your hard work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so kind of you. And thank you for, for signing in and joining us today. And Love to Craft says, good morning, setting my coffee maker and I'll be ready to watch. And we've got that thing on the way to you. It's going to go in the mail this afternoon, just to let you know. And wait a minute. Nope. Am I thinking the right person? I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm sorry. Lots going on in my head. And we have Kelly Hart and Judy is in our chat. Says hello from Brazelton, Georgia. Happy Friday. Hope things are going well down there in the Bulldog State there. We have Dawn Anderson says hello everyone from South Dakota. And Kelly Hart says, I'm listening to you every Fridays, but almost forgot that it was Friday. Tell me about it, Kelly. We forgot to, this is kind of an incidental thing, but we forgot to take our trash out this week because neither one of us thought of rolling it out there. We just, every day looks the same. I so get that. We have Athena from Jamaica. And let's see, Kelly says she's from Tucson. And we have Angie. And oh, thank you, Kelly. She's like, I'm sitting here crocheting a prayer mat with a cross on it. I'd love to see that if you want to send a picture. And let's see, we have Jan Slocum. Okay, and Hannah just sent me a message saying that Bobby's back. Hey, Bobby, thank you so much for being there with us. I'm glad you could join us today. And let's see. Excuse me, Lynn is in our chat. She says, good morning, Miss. She's greeting the other people, greeting Jan. How sweet. And we have Mel's Kitchen. And let's see. Toxic Orchid is in our chat again. Hey, good to have you back. And she said, good afternoon, lovely friends. I hope you all are doing well. We have Dawn. She says she's working on a filet crochet shawl with a butterfly in the center. I bet that's gorgeous. It's for my daughter's wedding. It has beads in it. What else is everyone else working on? Ooh, Don, please post that on my Facebook page. I posted a post, I think it was yesterday. I don't know how many of you all get those in your feed if you're even still on Facebook, but please feel free to post what you're working. It doesn't have to be my pattern at all. I'm not real, finicky like that. Like I know some pages can be, but I don't limit you in that way. I mean, I do ask that you not use it as a marketing opportunity. It's not a marketing page, okay? But I would love to see what you're working on. It does not have to be my stuff. So please post that if you're on Facebook, Don. Let's see. Toxic Orchid says, trying to design an Irish cable blanket for a wedding gift. That sounds like fun. Uh, I wish you the best with that. We have Hannah Spalding. Um, she says she's working on a dinosaur and an Afghan. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Um, and let's see. Hannah wants to know, does anyone know how much selling crochet items in someone else's store, for example, a cafe or gift shop? I've been wanting to do that, but don't know much about it. That's a good question, Hannah. I've never even done that. You might just want to reach out to your local shop owners and just see what the going rate is. I've seen that in some stores. That's a great idea. Um, I think it really depends on the market and the location of where you are. I think that's really probably varies quite a bit. But definitely reach out and get back to us and let us know what you find. Or if anybody else has any information there for Hannah, please post in the chat or post below. Maybe you can reach out to her and you can exchange emails or something. We have Archer Nate. She says, hi everyone. I'm working on the basket weave baby blanket and getting on every waiting list for a COVID shot. Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy to report my mother-in-law has gotten both of hers. So I'm going to try to venture out more to the post office to get tracking on things that I send out from my Etsy store. If y'all are looking for autographed books, I've got them in my Etsy store. Links are in the video description below. But there was a time I just wasn't going to the post office because it was just too crowded, and I just trying to keep others safe. But I hope you can get the vaccine in your area. I'm actually looking forward to the Johnson & Johnson ones coming out as a single shot thing, and I'm hoping that I'm on a list for that one, so I'm hoping to get that one at some point soon. Let's see, we have Helen. It says, brr, it's cold in New York City today. Ooh, well, come on down to South Carolina, Helen. It's great here. It's very comfortable. Let's see, Marie is in the chat, my friend from Charleston. Hey, Marie, glad to have you with us. And let's see, Alana. Let's see. See, I'm reading some of the comments here. Okay, talking about the weather. See, Alana says, hi, Bonnie and friends. I have crocus flowers. Has to mean it's finally spring here. Yeah, I showed you my flowers last week, Alana. Our daffodils are starting to get past peak here. They've been in bloom for more than a week now, and they're all in bloom. It's so beautiful driving up through the driveway. We have Smita, and she says, hi, wish you all well, I guess. And Smita, it's great to have you. Thank you for tuning in today. And I think I'm almost caught up here. Carol Young, well, maybe not. Okay, so maybe I'm not going to get caught up today. Let me see, where did I leave off? I promise I'm probably not going to be able to even come close. I see a lot of comments. Oh, I am way behind, I see now. All right, well, where did I leave off? Wow, we just got like a bazillion in, which is wonderful. You guys are great. I just want to let you all know how I'm working this too. If you have a very specific question, Hannah is going to try to pick that up and send it to me, just to let you know, so nobody feels like I'm skipping or not reading your comments. I am. If I don't read them live, I do read them afterwards. I read through all of them and actually have some questions from last week I'm going to get to in a bit. But I just want to try to say hey to some of you folks. Looks like I'm going to get way behind. If I'm not careful, I'm probably behind. But anyway, I do have some business from last week to make up for. Some of you all were extremely generous in the super chat. The super chat is not something I'm pushing or anything like that, but it is an opportunity if you're looking to donate. to my channel, and I'm just going to let you know that if you do, it goes straight to either this last month it went to the children's home, Shriners Children's Hospital, and was very thankful for that. And the amount that was donated last week will also be going to Shriners. I think the month of March, I'm going to designate this for the Rancho 3M. It's it's an orphanage and a Christian school in Guadalupe, Mexico, in a very, very, very poor part of the country near the border with El Paso. So just to let you know, if any super chat donation will be going to that this year, and every time we go over $100, then I'm going to play a song or something for you. So last week we did that, and I just was not prepared. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to play you a song. It's going to be an instrumental, since this is, after all, March, the month of St. Patrick and all things Irish. So I thought I'd play you a song on my Irish whistle. Actually, that's the wrong one. This is the one from the UK, but I'm going to play on this one. It looks a lot older, but this is my favorite one. And for those of you who are musically inclined, this is made by Michael Burke. So Burke. So if you wanted to get one, they're not the cheapies. No, they're not the cheap ones. But anyway, so I'm going to play a song for you. I heard in a movie recently, and I just fell in love with this. And so it's actually a hymn written by Charles Wesley way back in the 1700s, and the tune is I believe it's well, anyway, you may recognize that this is called Jesus, Lover of My Soul. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. This is just a thank you for the super chat from last week that I didn't get to. I hope you like that. Just love, love, love playing this. It's so much fun. But anyway, thanks again for all, your generosity. And I know that's going to really benefit those kids and teenagers and even adults, at the hospital there. So thank you so much. Let's see. For those of you who don't know, this is National Crochet Month, or National Crocheting Month, National Crafting Month. And it's a lot of fun to celebrate, and I have a little celebration for you. Let me see if I can find a picture. I am offering one of my designs, and when I was getting this all set up, I didn't realize I didn't have it with me in South Carolina. I thought I had it packed, but it's left in Maryland. But in my Lovecraft store, there is a scarf called the Easy Granny Square scarf, and it's just made of chevrons, and it's simple, it's easy, it's quick, and I use 2 different colors of the Good Loops bamboo yarn, and that yarn makes the scarf, I promise you. So if you're looking for that, the link is in the video description below. It's only going to be the pattern in my Lovecraft store for that design is only going to be free through the month of March. Okay, then it's going to go back to its usual $1.99, which again, not a big deal, right? But so that is there, and I have a link there if you're looking for the yarn for the Good Loops bamboo yarn. It's worth it, guys. It only takes two, so you're looking at maybe a $10 to $12 project, depending on. I think that's about where the yarn cost would be. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that out. They're really fun to wear in the summertime, in the springtime. Very nice breathable material. So check that out if you get a chance. And let me see. Let me go ahead and see. I'm just going to see if I can keep reading on some of these questions here. I'm still haven't gotten to the ones where we started. Carol Young is in the chat. She says she was waiting with coffee in hand, ready to learn something new. Thank you for your kind comment there, Carol. And Dawn Anderson says, this Sunday I will be celebrating my 38th wedding anniversary. Dawn, congratulations. That's fabulous. What a blessing to be able to be married and happily married and faithful, for so long. Thank you for your example for that. And we have Leanne. She says, hi, Bonnie and friends. Happy Friday from the Isle of Wight. Wow. And Judy Rollick is in the chat. Let's see. And getting back to the conversation about selling items that you make, Kelly Hart says that I designed the prayer mats when crocheting them, and it looks like they sell for $40 each. That's cool. And yeah, you all are congratulating Dawn on the anniversary. That is excellent. Thanks for doing that, Smita. And let's see, and looks like, yeah, and Toxic Orchid as well. Congratulating. Yeah, anniversary thing. Yeah, I was looking for the birthday. I was like, I missed something there. Yeah, and we have Book Fanatic. It looks like that's says, Jan, could you please let Bonnie know that I won't be able to attend the live? I'm shooting a commercial. I forgot about it. Oh my. Someone's busy today. And let's see, Wanda, the backwards wrong side crocheter. Hey Wanda, I hope she's our truck driving friend. I hope you're doing well. Give the horn a toot for us, okay? Oh, I would love to do that. I'd love to ride with you sometime. If you're ever in the Carolinas, I'm serious, stop by. You can park in our driveway. I would love to go on a ride with you in that rig. That would be so much fun. So much fun. And I hope you're doing well. Hope you're able to get your vaccine. I don't know how you do that since you're always going from state to state, but I hope they're taking care of you. There needs to be somebody looking out after you guys. And let's see, Laurie Cave is here from Michigan, and Jacqueline LaFridge from sunny Los Angeles. And let's see, and Pat Dancer, yes, Pat, we are doing well. Lots of fun stuff happening. And we have Rod in the chat and Swati from sunny LA. Do you ever get tired of the sun? I think I might have when I was living in South Florida, but I don't think I would now. Oh, LA is so sweet. It's a great place to visit, I guess I should say. Really enjoyed my time there. Stayed in Anaheim, right down the street from Disneyland when I visited on my husband's business trip. And Hannah and I had a great time going to Disneyland, and it was right after they opened the Star Wars thing, and we got to fly the Millennium Falcon. So that's what I think of when I think of LA is Disneyland. But I know it's not just that. But anyway, it's good to see you, Swati. All right, we have Mrs. His and Hers Coins. Well, welcome to the chat. I don't believe I've seen you all in here before. Said TGIF, absolutely. Thank goodness. Thank God it's Fridays for sure. Thank God for every day, right? And Kelly says I'm breaking up a lot. You might want to, I don't think it's from this end, but who knows? Let's see. Melanie Lewis says, hello everyone. I'm in windy Philadelphia. And okay, the Book Fanatic says it's Bobby. Okay. And okay, I get it, Bobby. So they must be making a commercial at the home where you are. Cool. Tell them all to crochet. Put a plug in for us, okay, Bobby? And we have, is it Saray? And okay, so Hannah just sent me a question. I'm going to go ahead and kind of jump the line here. Let's see. Is it Gike Bosch, if I'm saying that right? Is looking for a stole pattern for a bride made of cotton. Do you have any ideas? I do not, but I do have, actually, I have one that I wore to my children's wedding. I don't know that it would be like for a bride, but if you check with, if you send me an email, I can look that up. I don't have it with you to show you here, but I do know that Annie's, it was a pattern that I did sell to Crochet World magazine. So Annie's would own the copyright, but I might be able to locate which Crochet World magazine that was in. But I also know if you go to annies.com and just look, just put in crochet, you know, in wedding, and some things will pop up. I have some friends who have crocheted things that would be very appropriate, and it is within the Annie's community. So definitely check that out and send me an email later, bonniebay@me.com, and I'll be glad to give you specific links if you need that. Okay. Um, all right, so let's see if I can get to more people today. We have Grace welcoming and saying hey to everybody, and we have Stuntles Design. Hey, glad that you can be with us. And Charlene Lucas says hi, Bonnie. Sunny and 50 degrees in O'Fallon, Missouri. My kids called and want to come over and visit. My response: give me an hour. Oh, Charlene, that's hilarious. That's great. Well, enjoy your kids while you can, my friend. Um, in a couple weeks, I'm going to be having something special going on here, and I may have to skip a week, but I'll let you all know about that. But it's going to be because my kids are coming, and I haven't seen some of them since before the pandemic began. And so now that Grandma has been vaccinated, I'm still waiting on mine, but you know, I'm willing to chance it so that she can visit with the grandkids. So anyway, we have I love Loopy Crochet and Treasures from Alabama in the chat. Yay. And Melanie says hello. And Janice says hello everyone. Hey everyone. Good morning from Mississippi. We have Margaret Taylor. She says, I see how everyone text in before you get on. Blue is your color. Thank you, Margaret. It's cold here in Silver Spring, Maryland. Oh wow, Silver Spring. I know where that is. That's right around the Beltway for me. Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love this shirt. I actually got this at the Goodwill store. Yeah, I shop at Goodwill. How many of you all do that? Salvation Army is also one of my favorite places to go. I drop a lot of things off there, and I have found my favorite rocking chair there, and all kinds of stuff. You know, it's always fun. My kids and I used to love going in there and go shopping. Anyway, so still do. We have Carmen from Holyoke, Massachusetts. Wow, you guys are cold, I know right now. And Lavina from sunny South Africa. Oh, Lavina, I want to go to South Africa. I have so many friends. I have several friends there, so looking forward to going there someday. And we have Johnny. Hey, Johnny from South Florida. And let's see. And April Hume is in the chat. Says good morning from Spokane, Washington. All right. So, and we have Manon from Quebec, Canada. Whoa, I just love seeing where you guys are from. And Katrina says good morning, doing Bible study and feeling blessed. Hope all are doing good. Yes, Katrina, thank you. Yeah, this is a good day. We have Deborah Wood from Virginia, and let's see, Joanne from Quebec, Melissa, and Sandy Harvey from Tucker, Georgia. Wow, there's so many, just all over the place. This is great. And Love to Craft. She says, no, you're right. Is that okay? Okay, great. Love to Craft. Okay, Teresa. Yes, Teresa. I remember that name. It's gonna be in the mail today, my friend. Let's see. Jane says, good afternoon from blustery cold West Springfield, Massachusetts. Yes, Jane, home of isn't that the Basketball Hall of Fame there, right, in Springfield? I went there once back in 1988 with my husband. He was a huge basketball fan back then. All right. Okay, thanks for the comment, Hannah. I'm thinking on it. And Pat, if you have any questions, you can always email me. We can chat there. Um, and we have Mandy from Mandy, and let's see, Cheryl McBride from Illinois. Uh, is it Sarah? If I'm saying that right, I'm sorry if I'm not. From Seattle. And let's see, Denise says, "Hi, Bonnie. Thank you so much for your help last week. My concerns with the red heart throw, I carried on, and it did work itself out with the lower front ridge. Yay! Yeah, these stitches can be little stinkers sometimes. You know, they can really get us, but it's good to yeah, work it on through. I'm glad that worked out for you, Denise. And we have Kelly says, I will send it. Okay, thank you. Looking forward to that picture, Kelly. And yeah, Bonnie Bunting. What a cool name. She wants to know how I'm doing. Doing well. Very blessed. In fact, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to pause. And there's something I want to share with you all. I was going to save it for the end, but I want to say it so that you all who maybe have to leave early hear this. It's something that the Lord has put on my heart, and I am just learning little by little how to practice this in a better way. And I'm going to start off with a quote from Benjamin Franklin, who says, "Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today." And the things that I think in that category specifically are things you've always wanted to do, places you've always wanted to go, maybe things you've always wanted to purchase, maybe in a small way, or uh, in what might look extravagant in somebody else's eyes, but not going to hurt anybody, if you know what I'm talking about. These kinds of things, something that maybe you've put off, or you think, fill in the blank. Once this happens, then I will blank, and whatever that you put in that blank, I'm thinking of things, that are good and that are, something you long for. Maybe it's a week at a beach house or something, or maybe it's just visiting an old friend, or doing what my sister and I did in 2019. Get on an airplane and fly to visit that aunt and uncle that you haven't seen in 35 years. We did that. It cost money, yeah. But my sister and I did that, and they're both gone now. They're with the Lord. We're still here. So if we hadn't have done that at the moment, we would have had a missed opportunity for a lifetime. And it was a great bonding time with my sister. I got to see the Grand Canyon. I got to spend hours listening to my aunt and my uncle tell us their life story. That's priceless. I mean, that is, I'm gonna lose it here. Something I will never regret, ever. So whatever it is, guys, do it, and do it now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait until you've got, all this money in the bank. Just whatever it is that you need to do it now, okay? And there's another verse I wanted to share with you. It's Matthew 6:33 and 34. And it says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble." Carpe diem, seize the day. What prompted this? Word that I have another friend who had received a very serious diagnosis yesterday. Don't know the full extent of it, but it's very serious, and it's, that C word, cancer. And I was on the fence about making a personal decision here about something. And I'll tell you, as soon as I heard that this person is now going to be in the battle for their life, it's like, you know what? I'm going to do this thing. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's something that I've wanted to do for the last 45 years, 42 years, to get my math right. And it was just kind of a dream I had as a kid. And I'm going to do it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to do it. I was kind of teetering back and forth, what are people going to think? Are we going to be able to afford this? Blah, 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 all those questions. And I'm just like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So I'm just going to leave you with that thought, and I'm going to get back to crochet, I promise. But I just felt like, we need to do that. I mean, we really need to live for today. And as you're living for today, check out that book that I mentioned last week. It's called Stop Worrying and Start Living. It's by Dale Carnegie, written in 1948. Chock full of wisdom that this generation and this culture needs to know, and they need to start applying it right now. But a lot of it has to do with living. Remember last week I said living in day-tight compartments. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, listen to last week's. It's at the end, probably the last 5 minutes of last week's chat. Living in day-tight compartments where you seal off all the stuff from yesterday, and then you seal off the worry for tomorrow and the future, and you just live to your fullest just today, right now. So, okay, I'm gonna get off my preach, but I just had to share that with you guys. I don't want you to miss that, and that's so much more important than anything I can say or questions I can answer about crochet. So anyway, let me go ahead and get back to some of this. I just want to get back to seeing, interacting with you guys, but that was real important. So Bonnie Bunting, if that answers you how I'm doing, that's how I'm doing. Just learning to live by faith, moment by moment, and just trying to, just a packet full of hope and truth and life today. Tomorrow may not be here. So anyway, and Jane says, almost finished with Bonnie's first sweater. Great pattern and fun to do. Thank you, Jane. I'm glad you like that. And what Jane's talking about is there is a video on my channel, buried in all the videos on the homepage somewhere. It's called My First Crocheted Sweater. And if you've never, ever done a sweater, that might be one that you can take a look at. Watch the video, see if that's something you want to try. And you can use whatever yarn you want. You don't have to use the fancier yarn that I used. I used an alpaca wool blend yarn, which is really sweet, but you don't have to do that. You can use any DK weight yarn and it'll be fine. So anyhow, we have Joanne says, I do everything you put on YouTube. Wow. Well, Joanne, you've been busy because I've been working so hard to put stuff out there, but thank you. That is wonderful. And let's see, we have, is it Grail Girls from Doylestown, Ohio, and Natalie, is it Natalie, if I'm saying that right? Good afternoon. And we have Rebecca and Donnie from Saskatchewan, Canada. Hey, Donnie, thanks for joining us again. All right, Johnny and I guess Esther are talking about the weather. That's not fair, Johnny, because Esther's probably freezing up there in New Jersey, but you know all about that. I know you're familiar with that area too, but I hope things are going well for you down there in South Florida. We have Elaine. She says, I knit and crochet. My current project is knitting a poncho. I bet that's lovely, Elaine. Please send me a photo if you get a chance. You can post in my on my Facebook page, or just send it to my email. I love to see what people are working on. I really do learn a lot from you guys. And Love to Craft said, I made a tribble. I want to send you a photo, but not sure why my attachments are not getting added to my emails. Yeah, I wish I could explain it all to you. But that's great. But I do have a pattern on my channel if you want to make a tribble. If you Trekkies know, that's from Trouble with Tribbles episode many, many years ago in the 1960s with the Star Trek episode. And we have Pat Dancer. Let's see, Lavina Smith says, busy crocheting your Erin Hart's blanket. Absolutely love it. Oh, that's great, Lavina. Oh, that blanket has been up there a while. I think that's the first major project that I put on my YouTube channel, and that's when I realized that people really like doing this, and that's kind of what got me into gear to do more. So thank you. I'm glad you found that one. And we have Dawn Anderson, and let's see, Hannah Spalding, and Beverly's here, Beverly Walker, and yeah, you can post it on Instagram too. That's another thing you can do. Thanks for that reminder, Hannah. And all those links are in the video description below. I know there are a lot of links to look through there. And if you don't know how to see them, there's a little triangle. Sometimes you got to click that little triangle or click see more or something like that, and it'll open up more information in that video description for you. I know it's a little tricky. It's the triangle thing, I think, on your phone, and I think it says, you know, more or something. You click on it and it should show you there. We have Priscilla, and she says, I love crocheting with you. Oh, thank you, Priscilla. That's so sweet. Oh, excuse me. And Donnie says, I sell consignment at a local handmade store. It is 60% for me and 40% for the store. That is cool, Donnie. I hope you do well with that. I probably should look into some of that. But that's cool. I'm glad you're able to support the local people there, because I know having a store, you know, storefront is very expensive with the rent and everything. And we have Inanna Shu. She's currently working on spinning some yarn. Wow, cool. That's one thing I haven't gotten into, because that means I have to put the crochet hook down to do it. But that is cool. I admire you all who do things like that. That is really, really cool. Maybe if I didn't sleep, I could do that. And then we have, oh, Grail Girl says she just got her second shot yesterday. Well, you go. Good for you. I hope you do well with that second shot. My mother-in-law got her second shot. Not even a blip on the screen. I mean, it almost energized her. Whereas, you know, my sister and my husband got their second shot, and they had to take a break. They were pretty wiped out for about a day and a half. But then after that, they bounced back, and, you know, by the grace of God, everything is well, and it's just good to be in a better place. Okay, thank you, Hannah. So, Lovanus Fair made, you made a shawl and blocked it, and she thinks she stretched it too much. Is there a way to fix it? That's a great question. And I think that would kind of be on a case-by-case basis. I'm not really sure. It really depends on the type of material you made it out of. If it's wool, you might be able to wash it gently and try again. If it's superwash wool, probably not, because superwash wool does not bounce back in the same way as regular wool does. It's been treated in a certain way. It makes it really soft. It makes it really washable. But when you wash those things, you have to be really careful, or it's going to stretch out unbelievably. If it's cotton, you know, it's really hard to say, because all these different fabrics react really differently. So if you want to send me an email, I can give you my opinion, but we can maybe talk over email about that. But it's almost like, gosh, it's like the question almost, the only question I can compare it to is, how do you instruct a child? And depending on the child's makeup will determine, you know, how they get things. So I don't know if that made any sense at all, but that's a great question. Just email me and I'll see if I can, you know, help with that. We had Kelly Hart says, you can sell your patterns on Etsy and the money goes straight to your bank. Yes, it does, Etsy. You can, yes, it does, Kelly. You can sell patterns on Etsy, and if you're looking for a place to sell patterns, you can also sell patterns at Lovecrafts, which I've enjoyed very much. But yes, Etsy is another option for you. Brian is working on the Celtic cable bag and loving it. Yeah, I'm glad you like that, Brian. That also has a similar, the Saxon cable that I put on the sweater here. This is, okay, so those of you who haven't seen this, this is a pullover, and this is Bonnie Zarin cabled sweater, and it does have the same style cabling. And if you wanted to try that cabling in the bag, there is actually a video on my channel. You can look for that. And let's see. And Holly Loves Crochet says she just got her second shot this morning. Good for you. I'm glad you all are doing that. I think that's, you know, my husband is a scientist at NIH, and just to say, you know, I've kind of gone with his encouragement, and just to let you know, he has no problem with these vaccines. And nobody started, the ladies aren't growing a beard or anything like that. I mean, there's nothing weird about it. It is a good vaccine, from all that I know, and from what Hawking knows, and he's been in medical research for about 32 years. So anyway, I just hope you guys can do that. I want you to stay safe. I mean, it's so much more important um, than getting, than otherwise. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. Let's see. I am missing so many comments, guys. I'm sorry. I am not going to get to everybody, but I do have a couple of questions from last week that were left over. Tracy Hamilton had asked last week about, when I get acquisitions, how do I figure the cost to the customer? Do I figure by time mostly, or by cost of yarn? Okay, Tracy, I don't know if you're here today, but maybe some of you all out there do this too, where you make things and then sell them on Etsy. You are actually more qualified to answer this question than I am. I have tried selling things at craft fairs and at fiber festivals. Surprisingly, when I'm selling my crocheted items, like samples that I've used in books and things, I've done very well at fiber festivals, because I'm dealing with an educated population there, educated in terms of understanding what's involved in a craft. On the other hand, when I've gone to just the general public and trying to sell my items at craft fairs, and I don't know how this would relate to Etsy pages. I know some of your customers are going to understand the value and some will not. And I remember trying to sell some things at a craft fair. Okay, and the question, okay, I'm getting off base here. The question is, how do I figure the cost? The main thing that you have to consider, unfortunately, is the market. Is what will the market bear? And that will determine whether or not to even participate in the market. And because I have experienced and found that the market cannot bear me selling, let's say, my Celtic, for example, what do you call it? Infinity scarf, Celtic weave infinity scarf, that's in one of my books. It cost approximately, retail cost of the yarn for that project is about between $50 and $60. It would take me, let's say, 20 hours to make. So right there, you're talking, let's say, $50. Of course, the 50 is an underestimate of what the yarn is actually, what it actually cost. But let's say $50 for the yarn. Okay, how much do you want to make an hour? Okay, let's say you make $1 an hour, which is definitely not the master craftsman's fee. Let's just say $1 an hour. So that's $70 for that one Celtic weave infinity scarf. And I will tell you, there is nobody that I know of coming to any of my craft tables that would pay me There's one person, this one woman who is a knitter. She would pay me the world for any of my stuff. And she does that to support me and to encourage me. But aside from her, this is my friend Laura. Aside from Laura, people would look at the tag and laugh and walk away. I'm not kidding. And part of it had to do with, there was somebody else. Okay, this was a scarf that was a wool cashmere blend. Okay, $70. That's just hypothetical. Now, I would not sell that for $70 because I'm worth more than $1 an hour. Okay. In fact, there was somebody that said, was arguing with me. I have to tell you the story. Somebody was arguing with me over a price of something that I was selling. They wanted me to sell it to them, but they wanted to pay me about half of what I was asking. So I asked them a question. I said, do you believe that people should make minimum wage $15 an hour? I was playing devil's advocate here. And they said, oh yeah. And I'm like, then I tripled the price on them. Okay, I was being mean. I know, I was playful, but I tripled the price. It's like, well, it costs you 3 times now. If you're going to pay me $15 an hour to make this for you, you just tripled your price. Or was it quadrupled? So, and that's not an endorsement of that, but anyway, so that is the difficulty I have in answering that question is, I don't know what to tell you, because it really depends on what is your time worth. And are you doing this for fun, just to do something with your time, or are you doing it to make an income? If you're doing it to make an income, um, I would say contact me and I'll give you a different strategy, because I have been, again, I don't, Tracy, I don't think I'm helping you much, but see, this is the predicament of selling your things. So if you like to sell your things and you're not worried about your hourly income, and you just want to make, you just want to make money for more yarn, you could do that. I see people selling Afghans online for like $150. When you consider the yarn may cost close to $50, you're making about $100 for 40 to 50 hours worth of work. Um, if that's something you want to do, God bless you in doing that. You're really serving people to do that. But anyway, this just could really be a whole video just talking about that, and I'm going around in circles here. But I hope this helps you. Um, yeah, that's a really tough question. But anyway, we can just keep that conversation going, Tracy. And Linda Jones had a question from last week that Hannah sent me. I didn't get to. It said, she said, will you do a cardigan with a tree of life in the future? I don't have any plans for anything like that currently, Linda, although I would like to do some more Afghans, maybe with a relief design. I have something in mind for maybe the winter next year sometime, but no plans. So sorry about that, but that is a great idea. That would be a really cool design. All right, so it looks like we have some thrifty people out there. Donna and Lisa Pittman said, love to thrift. And looks like Johnny had to leave. Work is calling. And Margaret says she, too, shops at Goodwill. There's one on Veers Mill Road. I think I've been to that one. I know Veers Mill Road. I used to live off of Montrose Road, if you know where that is, Margaret, many years ago when we first moved to the area. And or near Montrose Road, in an apartment complex there. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna try to see if there are any other questions. You guys are having conversation amongst yourselves. I think that's amazing. That's great. And oh, thank you, Jan. This is, I guess, responding to what I was able to read. Yeah, that's just been on my heart a lot. Just live the day, carpe diem. I need to get a shirt that says that. Just to do it every day. And Francis says, my mom is in Mexico, right? Seeing family right now. Seeing family she hasn't seen in 20 years. She is so happy. That is wonderful, Francis. So wonderful. My mom was still alive, and she lived with us for like 15 years up in Maryland. And when she was with us, she kept talking about when she feels better, she wants to go see her sister Mary, which would be my Aunt Mary, in Clearwater, Florida. And I kept telling her, Mom, let's just go. Let's book the flights, and let's go. And she's like, no, we'll wait. And then, one thing after another happened after another. And then eventually she got put on oxygen, and she said, well, once I get off of this, and once things get to where you're on oxygen 24 hours a day, it's really hard for it to get a whole lot better. And anyway, that's not, I'm getting the thing out of whack here. Her sister passed away before she could see her, and I think that was probably the biggest thing she regretted. And then we did fly her down there, and then it wasn't, but a year and a half later that my mom was on oxygen and not able to do anything, and then went to be with the Lord. So, do it. If there's something you want to do it now. Don't put it off. You have today. You don't have tomorrow. I'm going at it again, guys, but it's just so important. And Love to Craft says, so true. Don't save the good china on the dishes, for a special occasion. The now is a special occasion already. Absolutely. Yeah, don't wait for a birthday or anniversary. Surprise, if you're, surprise your loved one with flowers, or, and so what? If they're a little bit expensive, I mean, you think about it, Just do it, guys. If you want to bless somebody, do it. Today's the day. And thank you, Donnie and Lisa. She's like, prayer for my friend. Thank you for praying for them. They're good people. Oh my goodness, they're such great people. And Jacqueline says, I got to see my aunt 2 years ago for her 91st birthday, and she went to heaven last month. I'm so sorry, Jacqueline. Well, happy for her, though. So happy to get to talk to her and see her. Yes, yes. I cannot tell you how many times I was so glad I got to see my aunt and my Uncle Lou. I'm just like so glad. It's just such a sweet memory for us. Okay, Diane is wondering if you can design a fancy cabled Christmas stocking for the fireplace. Maybe. I have that on my list, so I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm hoping to do that, and I'm hoping it will match, probably make something to match a Christmas tree skirt that I just finished editing this week. Yay! I still have to write the pattern down, but the video tutorial, which is going to my watch page, is going to be on the watch.bonniebaecrochet.com. For those of you who don't know, give a little plug for that. It's a streaming service that I offer, and I have extra special patterns there that are not on my public channel. I have all the videos to Cable Crochet Made Easy. I have my sweater here. I have a nice wrap with the Saxon cable. The Christmas tree skirt is coming in July to this site, and it's $6.95 a month. It's a little bit less if you get a whole year at one time. And with that, it's commercial free, ad free, spam free, I promise. And if you see anything like that, you let me know. It's not on there, I promise you. And you can watch uninterrupted. Most of my patterns, or at least the most recently released ones there are over 400 hours. 400 hours of right-handed, 400 hours of left-handed, and there are at least, I believe, at least 30 free patterns included in that as well. So check it out. There's a link in the video description below if you're looking for that, but that Christmas tree skirt is coming in July to the watch page. It'll also be available as a purchase pattern with a video link, but just wanted to put that in there. If you guys are tired of all the commercials and the pop-ups and all that, I personally don't even do that on my website. I know I could probably make some decent money doing that, but my husband and my son's like, no, don't do it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. So I don't want you to be irritated where you have to, swat stuff away from the pages and all. I can't stand doing that. And then when you print out the free pattern, you use about, $3 worth of your ink at home because, this little pattern comes out on 15 pages. Have you done that before? Yeah, I don't get into that. Don't do it. But that's another reason why I charge like a couple dollars for my patterns. And when I was editing my video a couple days ago, I'm not kidding you, just editing the video alone took me 6.5 hours. That's not the crocheting, that's not the designing, that's not the writing, that's not the ripping out and redoing, which I had to do a couple times when I was working on that thing. But yeah, 6.5 hours just film editing. And it still needs to go to my editor, Becky, who's my editor. She's going to be editing that and just checking it thoroughly at some point. So just to let you all know what we do here. Let's see, Terry Redmond. Hey, Terry. She says, amen. She said, just lost my 90-year-old aunt. She just died, wasn't sick. Glad I talked to her before she passed. I am so sorry, Terry. I bet you really miss her. That's why I'm so glad that our family can be here with my mother-in-law, Mrs. B. I mean, she's doing great by the grace of God. And just walking a bit better now with a new brace. So, and I'm just so glad that she got the vaccination so that we can have our kind of a delayed Christmas post-wedding celebration. One of my children got married during the pandemic. It was a private ceremony, only the two of them and the officiator. So we're looking forward to planning a really nice party for that. in the fall. So let's see. You guys are so sweet, praying for each other. Roxana and I love Loopy Crochet and Treasures. Um, thank you, Dawn, for your comment. And Amy says, it is a seize the day moment of clarity when someone we love gets sick. Yes, it is. It's like, if there's ever something you wanted to do, you've got today, do it. Okay, I'm beating you guys over the head with it. But sometimes we need to be beat over the head with that because it's so easy to be worried about tomorrow. And like for me, for many years, it was like, well, maybe I'll travel when my kids grow up. Well, maybe when we finally are able to put them through college and pay down all the college bills and, fill in the blank. When we do such and such, we can do such and such. And I remember hearing my mom and dad, my mom in particular, had all these dreams of traveling and doing all these things. And then it turns out her only traveling once she reached a certain point and kind of almost had the money was traveling back and forth to doctor's appointments. And I got to drive her to most of those. So it's, that's not the kind of traveling I look forward to. That's not, and I know those days are coming. I've seen it over and over again. So that's why I say, yeah, seize the day, carpe diem. Let's do this. And let's see, yeah, thank you, Diana, for your prayers. Diana Steinley's praying. And Diva Song says, Bonnie, thank you for your courage and showing us your passion, emotion, telling us what I find most important in life. We all should do a random act of kindness each and every day. You could change a life. Yes, you can. Just be nice to the people at the grocery store, Just let that extra car in front of you in traffic. Or maybe just refraining from letting that car know what you really think, that could be it. Something just little like that. And once we get these silly masks removed, we'll be able to smile at people and just really just bless people with a good smile and keep them on for a while, guys, but wherever you need to. But I am looking forward when those things come off. I must confess, I really miss being able to just greet people with my whole face, not just with my eyes, which oftentimes if I'm wearing sunglasses or something, they're starting to fog up. So, I mean, yeah, I'm ready to, yeah, but that's a good thing, Diva Song. Yes. And Daphne is in our chat, says, love it, bless you. I'm working, but I am tuning in for a reason. Needed to hear that word. Oh, thank you, Daphne. How sweet. And Jan says, oh no, Bonnie, you're jumping out of a plane. I understand what you're saying. Nope, didn't guess it, Jan. Not jumping out of a plane. Nope. Not even close. I don't see any reason to jump out of a perfectly good plane, do you? But as soon as my son is able, once he gets his pilot's license for real, I do plan on going up in a plane with him in a little 2-seater or maybe a 4-seater, maybe 172. I think that's the smallest he's flown. And Hannah just sent me a book, says, Carol wants to know, would like to know the Charles Spurgeon book you read from the Saturday a few weeks ago. She shared it with her aunt who's undergoing treatment for leukemia. Carol, it's called Beside Still Waters, and they have it at Amazon. It's also at Christian Book Distributor, CBD. Yeah, it doesn't stand for the chemical marijuana, but Christian Book Distributors has it as well. So those are the two places that I have ordered it over the years. So it's Beside Still Waters by Charles H. Spurgeon. Yes, I read a couple of pages from it today. Just very inspirational. My favorite 19th century pastor for sure. Yeah, that's a great comment, Jan. And Jane says, I just read something about living now. How amazing. Yes. I mean, if there's anything that we've learned from COVID-19, it's live now. Tomorrow's not promised. Thank you, Lynn, for your comment. You're so sweet. And thank you, Melanie, for your comment. Yes, she said, may God shield her from as much pain as possible and help her to come out of this with grace. Stay blessed. Yes, just Yeah, pray for my friend. Just pray for Bonnie's friend. God knows who she is, and I'm very good friends with her husband as well. So anyway, and thank you, Toxic Orchid. I appreciate that. Um, thank you, and Lovana, is it Lovana Fair? She said, so sorry. Okay, thank you, thank you. She said, I too went to visit my aunt who is now in and out of the hospital. I'm so glad I did. Yes, very good thing to do. Okay, and then Kathleen sounds like she's having. She says her family is picky. Is 2 or 3 hours away due to finances and health. I've not been in 2 years, and yesterday, last my cousin 1 year younger, I guess, passed away. I'm guessing. Yeah, yeah, and this has been a challenging time, guys. We've not been allowed in some places, not been allowed to do what we really want to do. I get that, but things are opening up. So things are opening up, and we're going to be able to do stuff again. And Terry says, yes, life is short. I was raised that way. Tomorrow's not promised. Sorry about your friend. God is still performing miracles. Yes, he is, Terry. Yes, he is. Sometimes he has to, trim. Just like you think of pruning a tree sometimes, you trim the bad branches back, but you also prune the good ones so that it will yield more fruit. So you never know. And Swati says, where are you? Okay, talking with Esther. Yeah, you can talk with Esther about that, Swati. Thank you, Judy, for your prayers, and Tanya and Lynn. Thank you. And Geeky. And let's see. We have Gina from Georgia. And Jane Scott says, sending you love and hugs, money. Thank you, Jane. Not sure what your story was about. Okay. Yeah, Jane. It was talking to Jane Scott. It was the first chapter in the book by Dale Carnegie on stop worrying and start living. I've been reading that book at nighttime too. It's very helpful, very helpful. And I've not been like struggling with anxiety or anything in particular, but it's just good to feed good things into the brain. Turn the TV off and just put good stuff in there to meditate on before you go to bed. And we have Leslie from Australia. Yay, howdy, Leslie. And see Karen, thank you for your prayers, Pat. And Karen, thank you. She said, I lost my husband to cancer 15 months ago. Oh, Karen, I'm so sorry. He was going into remission, but got an infection and his body was too weak to fight it off. Yeah, that is so tricky. Karen, I'm so sorry. I cannot imagine your loss. I don't want to even think about that. But thank you for letting us know. I will pray for you. And yeah, thank you guys for taking care of Karen in the chat there. Thank you, Dawn, for your comment there. That is so encouraging. Yeah, not trying to. I want this to be an uplifting, an uplifting thought, though. Just really, really, really do. I don't want it to be too sad, but just gotta enjoy the moment, Thank you, Crochet Time. Thank you for with Crochet Time with Donna. Thank you for your prayers. I so appreciate that. I'm gonna let my friend know that she has a lot of people praying for her. And Jan says it's 16 days till the first day of spring. Yay! Maybe I'll try to make that my date to release this. I don't know, this new Afghan coming out. Got to do something fun, right? And thank you, Judy, for your prayers. And wow, you guys are really taking care of each other. Thank you so much. And Daphne says she's looking for a sweater for DK yarn. I will check out yours. Yes, this is definitely DK weight. This was the Vintage DK by Barocco. Oh, my arm just got caught on this. And that reminds me of another question, and then I'm going to wrap up here. Another question that someone sent me this week. They were using my first book, the Contemporary Celtic Crochet, the green one, and we're kind of disappointed that some of the yarns, I think a few of the yarns that or used in the designs are no longer available. I just wanted to just mention a little bit about that, and just to let you all know that as a designer, we have really no control over what designed, I mean, what yarns, they go in and out. They have discontinued some of my favorite yarns over the years on the market, and there's really nothing I can do about that. In fact, that book, when it first was published, because we work about 2 years before, years before a book, is birthed, so to speak. And by the time that book was on the market, at least 3 of the projects in it, the yarn was no longer available. This happens all the time. And if you ever have trouble finding a substitute yarn and you want my advice, just send me an email. I'll be glad to talk with you about that, find out what you're looking for. But also keep in mind that the yarn for given projects is always a suggestion. I mean, you don't have, it's not a mandate. You don't have to stick with that only. It's really good to stay within the weight. And there are many links. You can Google links, substitutions, yarn substitutions. You just Google that, and you can find out other suggestions on the market and even their price points, the different options that you have. So just wanted to put a plug in for that, because I know this person was very disappointed and not really happy with me at all. But just to let you know that, the companies don't consult me or any of the designers. The designers, if anything, are kind of contracted occasionally by the companies for designs. But and if a yarn doesn't sell well and the company is trying to stay afloat, they move it off and they move something else new in. That's just business. But there's so many fabulous yarns out there, so hopefully you'll be able to find something as nice, or like I did with let me move the sweater, as I did with the Doolin Delight. This is also on my channel. This is a pocket shawl or a pocket stole, and it has a back piece to help keep your back warm. And the original yarn was 100% acrylic. It was the Caron Simply Soft yarn, which was really great yarn. I love that yarn, but that yarn is no longer available. So that was a DK weight, a thinner weight. But this vintage DK yarn, this is from Barocco. It's 50% acrylic, 50% wool. And I will tell you that this is a superior yarn. Yes, I had to substitute this yarn, but it is so much better than my original choice. So you never know, when you have to substitute, you can maybe even knock it out of the park and do better than you did initially, which is what happened with this. This I can tell you is going to wear so much better, last so much longer, as long as I protect it during the summertime and put it, pack it away clean so there are no moths in it. So anyway, all right. Let me make sure there aren't any, just a couple things here. A Holder is in the chat. So it said, just stumbled across your chat, been isolated for a while, weather and COVID. So I needed to hear from others. Came in just before your Bible reading of a favorite verse. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you stumbled upon us. And I am, let me see. Okay, there are several other, say hi to Margaret. Yeah, she just is asking about the blue item, and I just talked about that, Margaret. And thanks for joining us. And Esther, hey Esther, thank you for being with us. Esther was also in the chat. And Lauren, yeah, Laura Clark, she says, I'm in the Bronx, New York. And we have Patty in the chat. And she says, we raised our family in Colorado and have family in Colorado Springs. And we have Francis, says they're praying for us. Thank you. God does know our struggles. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Terry, for your comment there. Yes, I think there is a great awakening. I think so too. That's the hope, at least. Yeah, we can't keep going the way we're going now. The world has lost its marbles. But anyway, and yeah, well, I'm just going to sign off, guys. It's as always, it's just been an absolute pleasure to be with you. Thank you for listening to me go on, and get my preach on for a minute there. I just, you know, I just always just, you know, want to keep it positive and just want to, you know, keep it centered on real hope, you know, not just a passing fancy, but something, you know, keep it real. So remember again, Ben Franklin said, don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. And Horace, the famous philosopher from many days gone by, you know, carpe diem. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.